recording.
You
This is recording.
Get something.
Sick of me. You're not in view. There you are. I see you.
Go.
You got 2 left.
2 what left?
Make them fucking work.
Oh, episodes. I'm so fucking beyond that. Like, I fucking...
This is it.
2 left.
Countdown. Nice and 98. Then there's 99. And then 100 is going to be fuck you, and then closed.
I have a rant.
You're supposed to give the date.
What do you got?
You're supposed to give the date.
Scott Miller sent this in. Apparently...
To you?
He sent it to Amanda, and then Amanda gave it to me.
Okay.
Sean Ryan. So all you internet commandos who are talking about Sean Ryan gun-facing Keanu Reeves and what a tragedy it had been if Sean Ryan had killed Keanu Reeves. Apparently, Sean has been getting a bunch of emails from a bunch of fucking internet commandos living in their basement eating tuna fish sandwiches their mom make about what he's done in his service. The truth is, there are, some roughly 336 million people in the United States. 1% of the population joins the military. So if you're not that 1% of the population, you don't even get to ask that question. You could fuck yourself in the ass, as far as I'm concerned.
From your throat.
From
Fuck
your
yourself
throat.
In the ass from your throat.
And Sean, just remember, or I will say this. I do not know him. I have never met him. I don't watch his YouTube channel. I probably should. So I have no dog in this fight. So Sean took it upon himself to do what only 1% of the U.S. military does, and that's join a elite unit. Navy SEALs, fucking Delta Force, Force Recon, just took an extra step. He didn't need to take that extra step. Just by joining the military, he's done more than most of the fucking entire country has done for the country. And he took the extra step to go Navy SEALs. He has done a lot in the SEAL teams. And I don't know if maybe I said something the other day that you may have taken wrong when I said I don't give a shit about his SEAL team stuff because he was in the Army of Northern Virginia. I really don't care about his SEAL team stuff because I know a lot of SEALs. I only know a handful of people. A handful. Mm-hmm. That have had the opportunity to go to the Army of Northern Virginia. And that little paragraph right there where you have this full paragraph from him and all the stuff he's done in the military, and then you have one little sentence that says CIA contractor
He said
in intelligent clandestine operations. That's it. That's the end of it. That's the shit I want to know about because that is where he was really fucking out there.
He talks about it a little bit.
Yeah.
Are we mentioned? Is this from him?
No. This is.
So after the
Scott Miller found it after the Keanu thing. I guess Sean was getting a bunch of hate mail.
Okay.
And so he published this on his thing. Okay. Scott Miller just pulled it and sent it to us because we talked about him the other day. So I mean, the reality is, if you're fucking worried about Keanu's safety, Keanu Reeves gets gun-faced every fucking day. You think those guns that they're using in those fucking on his movies are fucking cap guns? Those are real guns. Somebody could fuck up and kill him. And if Sean wants to gun face Keanu Reeves with a rifle that I've been told didn't have a bolt in it,
yeah, they took the bolt
then
out.
whatever. Fucking even if the bolt was in it, you're talking about somebody who's actually a duty expert in what they're doing, and Keanu Reeves is no slouch. In the sense that he has gone to real places to get real education.
I mentioned it as well, so I'm guilty as well. I mentioned it while we were in here on the podcast. I believe.
Yeah, but I don't think we said anything bad about Sean. I think we just mentioned that.
But I am guilty. I am guilty of jumping on it as well.
As Navy SEAL. So I mean,
are you gonna read it?
So okay, here you go. I guess I will read it. My name is Sean Ryan. I am a founder and CEO of Vigilance Elite. I want to respond to the comments made here and elsewhere about me, my military record, and my post-military work. So, all right, never mind.
It's the post-military work.
Yeah, it's the post-military work. It's not really post-military, and I can explain that if you want to know. With respect to my military record, I enlisted in the Navy at the age of 18. I am a Navy SEAL, having graduated from BUD/S Training Class 241. I served in the U.S. Navy from July 2001 to November 2006. I served with SEAL Team 2, 8, and deployed into multiple conflict zones in Iraq and Afghanistan. After retiring from the military, I wonder if he retired at 15. I served as a CIA contractor in the area of U.S. intelligence clandestine operation. In total, I made over 20 deployments to combat zones. Okay, that last sentence right there, CIA contract in areas of U.S. intelligence clandestine operations. What you need to know is that prior to 9/11, the CIA was gutted. So they gutted the CIA of clandestine operators in favor of satellites. It is the reason why Osama bin Laden was able to do what he did, because we did not have anybody on the ground that was actually collecting intelligence. We were relying on satellites and fucking NSA phone taps and all that stupid bullshit instead of actually having people on the ground looking this shit up. So after 9/11, the CIA created what is fondly called in some circles the Army of Northern Virginia, because they didn't have any trigger pullers. The CIA didn't have any trigger pullers. They got all these fucking analysts and all these nerdy dudes with glasses looking at fucking satellite photos. They didn't have any real ninjas. So they had to create the clandestine service. And it sounds kind of admin-ish, but these guys are
Well, all those
real
services
trigger.
are supposed to sound admin.
This sounds kind of admission, but
That's how they get the budget
this is the
these
Army of Northern Virginia. When they need somebody killed, these are the guys that are going and doing it. When they need somebody snatched up in a country, these are the guys that are going and doing it. Contrary to popular belief, we didn't just take a picture of Osama bin Laden's home and go, hey, that must be where he's at. Let's send the Navy SEALs in there. There were clandestine service operators on the ground right there looking in his fucking window. So these guys are actually really doing it. And for me, that's where the balls are. Because, you know, I don't want to say you don't have balls if you're in a fucking SEAL team. But if you're in a SEAL team, you're with a bunch of other meat eaters. And you all have a common goal. And you all have a common mission. And you're going to fucking fuck these guys up.
You're going there combatively.
Yeah, these clandestine guys, they're fucking walking around in some places they shouldn't be walking around with a fucking cell phone and maybe a Glock 19. I mean, they're doing
some pajamas.
Yeah,
Can I jump in?
they're doing some real shit. What?
So, fun fact: Sean Ryan lives in Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
Just bought a big farm, transforming it to a big range. He's starting to teach. He teaches private classes
I'm
right now.
surprised Franklin's letting that go, just because it's Franklin, you know.
Yeah,
It's probably a really big farm though.
Yeah, but you just bought some property in the most
think it's 40,
expensive
50
fucking
acres. If
You
I'm
just
not
bought
mistaken.
some of the most
Right.
expensive part of Tennessee.
So I've very briefly, like 2 messages back and forth, actually spoke with him about like, hey, can we get some training? Because there's a couple dudes like, you know, Josh and all them, like, hey, more training. It's local to us. Trying to get a hold of them.
You don't rate. What did he say?
No, he was like, wait until the range to come
He
up.
said, "No, I've seen your Facebook page."
He's got a YouTube channel. He's got like this
He's
one
pretty,
thread.
it's pretty good, man. He like lowers
Yeah.
the light and shit. Like
Yeah.
makes me want to do some fucking podcasts.
He
in
talks
the
about
dark.
being overseas in Iraq or Afghanistan. I think it was Iraq. Like with his Glock 19 on his that's why I wanted to jump in. His Glock 19 on his hip or a pistol on his hip, a cell
Glock,
phone.
huh? Overseas, a Glock overseas.
Wow, yeah, ITAR. And then like driving dudes because he talks about the mission or
He
what.
I know the mission you're talking about. Actually.
Yeah, you
There's
saw that
he has
video?
several
Yeah.
videos where he sits around in a circle with
Fire,
a bunch of his buddies.
Well,
And they
no,
just
some of
tell
those dudes
war
are like the
stories.
one dude. They did one of them was the guy that did the trigger pressing on Osama. The other guy was who's the guy that was the one guy left?
I don't. Yeah,
There's 40
Latrell.
of these.
Latrell. So
Latrell.
Latrell, the guy that shot Osama. One of his buddies named Rutledge was another trainer in the SEAL, and then some other guy, the Wizard. So it sounds like the dude's still in, like he's off camera and his voice is distorted. It could be for the show or it could not be, but like
When we bring in special guests that are off
Yeah.
the camera, we're just going to use you.
that's fine. I can change my voice, put a voice box. But
That's how we should do a whole podcast today.
if
Guys, what's up?
I don't really have a leg to stand on with an opinion when it comes to this, but just logically thinking when it comes to the training side of it, like
These are probably all the same dudes that were talking so much shit when Keanu did the first fucking video. Now
Right.
they're worried about Keanu.
that if you're, I mean, there's a point where training has to get somewhat realistic.
I'd like to see Keanu Reeves put out a press release on this.
Press release.
The dude was.
Keanu,
if you watch the video of him training,
sure
Keanu was like the first thing he goes, man, this is weird pointing a gun at somebody, and he was like, yeah, I know, bolts out of it, point the gun, like, you know,
I didn't hear that part.
Yeah,
it's in the video.
Because people are very selective about what they want to whine about. I mean, I don't know. Sean is I'm sure Sean is very capable in what he's doing. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been able to get to the places that he ended up at. And Sean, if you actually get to see this video, you might want to go back over your notes because he's on the you might want to come out of returement. I'm just saying. Bring him down.
HVT.
Yeah, HVT number 1 over here.
Ish. What happened to the ish? Did we drop the ish?
Ish. That's the only reason why I haven't. That's the only reason why I haven't wrapped him up is because it's ish.
Let's go to Sean's house this weekend and have a barbecue.
I'm sure he wouldn't.
I bet. I'm pretty sure
We're not inviting him. We're just gonna go have our barbecue at Sean's house.
He seems like a cool guy. Guy's always all around town.
His videos are good, man.
Yeah, his production's real done.
Guys
yeah.
are good.
I don't know where he
looks
stands
beautiful.
with certain people.
I don't care.
Okay, I'm just saying, like, and he doesn't talk about it. Like
fucking more power to you, man. Do your shit.
I agree,
Fucking 100%.
and he's doing it right. He has gripes with the industry, how it's, but like, when people start talking shit and start naming other people, they kind of discredit themselves. You know, he's made points about saying like blah blah blah. Like he doesn't take any. You can't pay him a certain amount of money to review stuff or do stuff. Like he doesn't do any of that stuff. He go, I'm going to do it my way, and that's it. And he's never once mentioned anybody's name.
He's getting that fat retirement check, man. Them fat CIA dollars. I know it. I know you're getting them. Probably a gold bar, don't you? Gold bar too.
The dude seems like he'd be a cool guy.
Yeah, I'm sure, 100%. I mean, it's just when people are fucking bitching about shit that they don't.
Right.
Everything is about context. If you don't know the context of of something happening, then you might want to just keep your fucking mouth shut because there's a lot. It's all about context. If you know the context of what's happening, and you know, let's say maybe I would have said he's fucked up if that gun would have been locked and loaded, and he's pointing at Keanu, but that wasn't the case. So you have to know the context of what's going on. I don't even know if I would have said that. I'd have been like, I wouldn't. I trust a lot of people, but I'd probably be like,
this is a common.
Get away. It's just get out of your mom's basement. People
are always going to invest more time on something they don't agree with.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, go look at our tool bag video. Every day there's a dude talking. Every day there's a new dude talking shit about the Toyota truck not being American, or why don't you put tools in it? I don't carry gravel, motherfucker, because gravel weighed more than the tools.
We started with tools, buddy. And I'm not running over the tools.
So John Williams says, Mr. Willis, I've worked as a laborer at a construction company for the past 5 years. I just talked to the owner about cleaning our corporate. We did that one. Skully, story about the rotted meat happened somewhere around 99, 98. Maybe we were still able to trust little old ladies back then. Laugh out loud. Also, Skully, I know that you had said on a podcast that you bought one of the Comrades AKs from Tactical Edge. Do you have any interest in an Occam Defense new AK? That thing looks legit. Have you seen the Occam stuff?
I haven't seen the Occam.
Those dudes come in here.
Yeah, I haven't seen the Occam.
Bad ass.
Yeah. I mean, I'm always looking here. If you got a gun in a paper bag that was brought over here in fucking 1900 and you don't know how to put together, I'll buy that gun. I'm a gun guy. I love guns. Here's the thing about AKs. I don't seek out AK-47s because I realize the common denominator on AK-47s, it's really a $400 gun. So I don't seek out AK-47s, but if an AK-47 seeks me out, chances are I'm going to be like, fuck, okay, I'll buy it.
You ain't never seen one like this.
I'll buy it.
Have you seen the Tactical Edge one?
Yes.
Yeah, it's nice. Plus, Bobby takes really good photos in the dark.
Yeah.
And he sat on the Game of Thrones throne.
The real one?
It's pretty neat. Occam's going to kind of have to they're going to have to take some pictures in the dark or something.
Do something with Brian.
I'd rather have a 74 too.
Skully,
Look it up. It's badass.
503, does it refer to stitch pattern? 503 wheel that goes in the sewing machine? I don't know what the fuck you're
Fucking
even
awesome.
talking about.
Fucking awesome. We're going to have a lottery on what it means.
Benchmade signs and gifts. Skully, a long time ago, a woman in Buffalo, New York, put on a Marpat thong. The result was an instant and continuous orgasm so intense it still flows on today. People from all over the world travel to see this wonder of the world. We know it as Niagara Falls.
It's true. It's
So
100%
she's
true. It's well, I mean,
Do you
look.
believe that?
I do.
You know,
Whatever happens.
you know who says when a chick squirts that it's piss? A chick that can't squirt.
Here's my view on it. One of two things. First of all, if it's squirt, it's squirt. If it's not piss, then fine.
An unskilled laborer
Yeah, versus skilled
can still make a block wall. An unskilled squirter, it's piss.
If it is piss, the fact that you can make a woman come so hard she loses control of her bladder is still a win in my book.
You've seen some women's.
Either way, to me, like, I'm okay
I
with
feel
it.
like
You're like,
here's
how
the-
much? That can't possibly pick. Like, the piss has to be gone. Like, you could have filled a 5-gallon bucket.
I feel like you're the type of guy that. I mean, I'm just saying this.
He
I
has
feel
to-
like
he
you're
has
the
to
type
say-
of guy that
he has to say
that-
whatever his woman says.
Okay.
Well, this
going.
might fall in there. I feel
Just-
like you're the type of guy that's actually seen a lot of women pee.
So now we know where you stand.
So you get in the outhouses? Is that why you come in with a blue
I've
tin
never
sometimes?
seen it. There's
never
there's
seen
not
it.
many there's few things
So you're
left.
telling me. So you're telling me.
So here you go.
Well, she's
Here.
dropping that. Well, she's dropping that warm piss all over your belly. You don't look down and go, "Where's that coming
That's
from?"
that.
You
that-
just let it
That's
happen.
never happened.
You just let it happen.
That's not how squirting works, though.
I have a belief of what it is.
What do you believe it is?
I don't think it is.
You don't
But there's
think it is
science that says it is.
There probably
Okay,
is some behind
fine.
it.
I'm sure there's
Where's
some.
the bladder?
I mean, it's where it's at.
I'm asking you, where is it?
Down low. I mean, like, I don't. What do you want?
Where's the fucking bladder? Is it in the front or the back?
It's behind the vagina
Okay, if you go in the vagina,
Right.
or side of the.
two
milk.
fingers
Yeah.
or three, and you
Yeah.
go up and you start working that shit,
Right.
a squirter will squirt. The first part of the squirt that comes out, it's not clear. It's fucking, it looks like sake, like milky sake. That's what that shit looks like. It is not piss.
And then it comes out clear.
Eventually it comes out clear, and that probably is piss.
Because she's just
Okay.
like, oh my god.
Like, you
I've
can
been
work
holding
it
this
sideways, you can work it up and down.
Right.
When you get her going, especially if you're on the clitoris and you're
Yeah.
working it,
Right.
you're in the G spot,
I
right?
got
It
you.
connects to the bottom of the
I
clitoris.
got
It's a
you.
ball inside.
Yeah.
Dude's like, I can't find the clitoris.
No.
You need some fucking help. Come here and I'll show you how to do it. Bring her. We'll show you how to get her to work. You get that in there, right? You're working the top and from the inside.
I know how to use
Once it starts going, if you just start like sideways
Yeah.
or up and down,
Right.
like it'll erupt.
it. I don't doubt you.
And when it comes out, you will have literally, you could hold in your hand a handful, like you're trying to hold it, a handful of water, and it's fucking creamy white.
I'm not the one you have
Like,
to
look
convince.
at that. I don't know. I'm just telling
Who
you.
are we
Right.
gonna convince?
There's other people this article says
Molly
it's
and,
me.
Molly and his woman.
Molly
that's
and
what we're
Christian
talking
Green. But Jess says I'm not doing it. Like,
about.
I'm
Have you
not
ever,
gonna.
hold on. Christian Green? Have you ever seen Christian Green with a woman, other than his sister? Has Christian Green ever rolled in here with a bitch?
I feel like Christian Green has been around too much cocaine in the '80s in order to
I
have
think,
knowledge of that.
I think Christian Green had made some designer shit of his own. I think that somebody he was probably in business with him, with Elon Musk on some designer drugs. They patented him, and Christian got pushed to the side. I think like Christian Green probably was part of Elon Musk originally,
Like they were the same
and
being.
something happened.
They were the same being.
No, oh maybe, yeah, maybe,
Aliens.
maybe Christian, maybe they were twins.
I can see it.
Christian's like way too fucking smart.
Is that, or is like, was Christian on Elon's?
Christian is he's evolved, he's transcended, right? He does not need a woman.
I believe that.
Skully, what do you think of the movie? Who is John Galt?
I don't know. Who
That's
is
not a
John Galt?
movie. There's no movie called Who is John Galt.
Who is
You're
John
talking
Galt?
about Atlas Shrugged.
What is Atlas Shrugged?
Do you really not know what Atlas
No
Shrugged
idea.
is? Oh, you'd love it. It's a book that they actually fifth graders used to have to read in school.
Okay.
It's kind of like 1984, secret society, the government controls everything.
Love it.
So move to the side and start a revolution, basically. Who is John Galt? That's kind of like the keyword.
Oh, cool.
I have
So
never
like
gotten
12
far
Monkeys?
enough into it to know who John Galt actually is. But they actually started making a video series of it, and like I think there's 6 videos. I only saw up to part 3. It's about U.S. Steel taking over, but it's supposed to be way in the future. You know, it's kind of Hunger Games. Is there actually a movie called
Atlas Shrugged Part 3? Who is John Galt?
Yeah,
But it only says there's 3 videos.
I think there's another one coming. Or 503, tizanidine hydrochloride 4 milligram pill. Look that up. What is that?
Look up a pill with 503 on it.
Well, find out what this is first. Swamp rat. He's a.
I bet that's what he's using though, because like the pills.
He's a chemist, and his lab is in his shed.
Tizanidine hydrochloride 4 milligram brand. Tizanidine is a short-active muscle relaxer. It works by blocking nerve pulses, quote-unquote pain sensations, that are sent to your brain. Tizanidine is used to treat spasticity by temporarily relaxing muscle tone. May also be used for purposes not listed in this medical guide.
Like Prohypnol.
Can you get some?
This guy has some apparently, and if the baggage handler from Washington can play Flight Simulator and figure out how to fly a commercial airplane, I'm sure Rob can figure it out too.
That's not like while it is uncommon, it's not uncommon for people to take aircraft for joyrides. It's not. The Marine Corps had a guy take an F-18 out. The Air Force has had an F-15 Strike Eagle.
Those are just the ones you hear about.
Flown, just chilled out, just flown away. I think also a Cobra helicopter was borrowed.
That seems
so it's not.
That seems like work.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you think about it,
Ranger Dave could do it.
Yeah, Ranger Dave. Leo flew a Kiowa in Haiti for
That's a little bit.
an hour. Yeah.
Wouldn't you hop into a $27-40 million jet?
Jet, right? Yeah.
They don't have like a
Key?
No. Fuck no.
It's just
a key.
It's just a key. Like,
Here's the beautiful.
there's no like, hey, your authentication code for.
Here's the beautiful thing.
Because a $10 million nuke or whatever, a missile, needs some kind of code put in.
You're just on a base.
Here's
That's
the
your layer of
I mean,
security.
that's the other thing that
yeah.
you say it needs a code. No, it just needs 2 keys. The code.
So if
The code.
I'm not going to finish that.
So
sentence.
let's just say you're a
Someone else,
technician. You're
a person.
You're a technician, right?
Yeah.
It's the keys. The keys are the important thing. That's why the 2 missile operators have separate. They have their own
Right.
keys. It's the keys. The codes just tell the missile where to go. That's it. So
Do
the
you
code.
think they still have keys though?
Oh hell yeah, they do. Yeah, they
You
still.
can't thumbprint that shit. Or...
No, because
cut your thumb off.
you're not
I can
thinking.
pull a key off your.
What you're
lanyard.
thinking is, and this is what a lot of people don't realize about. I don't know, the crazy shit that goes on every day that we just pretend doesn't happen. The problem is, it's not John Willis with 1 nuclear weapon. He's like, let's make sure this bad bear don't nothing happens here. It's 2,000 nuclear weapons that has to be manned 24 hours a day. So every day there are 2 different crews that are down in that fucking box going over checklists to make sure this missile doesn't fucking blow up.
Are they like unstable that they need?
No. I mean, well,
They take maintenance.
if you
There
look up,
was an unstable one.
if you look up,
What would be maintenance on a missile?
all kinds of shit. Those missiles are they've actually had a nuclear. They've had
Pop out and go.
a Trident melt down and fucking shoot its payload out in the farmer's field. Yeah. They've
We did a whole fucking
whole
breakfast
podcast
video
on it. Yeah. So, you have
How the
2
fuck do you not listen to our podcast?
2 officers that are down there with junior enlisted guys that are down there for. I want to say it's a 24-hour shift.
Straight.
Yeah, 24. They get locked in. You're getting locked into a fucking. It's like it's how you would imagine gold at Fort Knox being
I
locked in.
feel like that should be a shorter shift than a longer shift.
Well, it's just because of the rotation. It's manned 360 days,
I got you.
7 days. So
There's 4 dudes in there though.
Just think about
there's a nap station.
Yeah, there's a nap
Okay,
station.
that's what I'm
there's a
saying. Like you're not
kitchen.
some 24 hours bug-eyed on a
Have you not
computer.
seen
No,
this
no,
island,
no.
Like on
No.
No, they have. Obviously, they have.
Okay, all right,
they
yeah.
go down there.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
go down there. There's a routine. They got to check.
yeah.
They got to check
Okay.
everything. Make sure everything's good. Watch the monitors. All that bullshit.
Do they have an
And-
OBD2 port?
Probably. And just wait for.
Just plugged in and then.
And just wait for the phone call.
It's like being in a submarine, but way more safe.
Yeah. So I mean, it's interesting.
Tony Smith says 34.5 is half of 69, so I'm guessing he got a blowjob. What did who's Iron Man?
Tony Stark.
Who plays him?
Robert Downey Jr.
Right, yeah, Robert Downey Jr.
Who was on stage with the Grammys or whatever and apologized to somebody? What was all that bullshit?
Didn't see it.
Good. I didn't either.
I don't
Moving
care.
on.
For the guy who is 25, thinking about going into the military, I wanted to be in the military for as long as I can remember. That was the plan of my life. In high school, I hurt my back, but I still thought I could get in. I was just going to not mention it and deal with the pain, but when it was time to sign the line, I didn't do it. That's the only thing I have ever regretted in life. That being said, during the time I would have been in, I became who I am now. I started business, I became a filmmaker, I managed to produce bands, and that gave me a career. I met my wife. If I was in the military, none of that would have happened. If you don't enlist, make the time count in another way. Keep moving forward, never be satisfied with where you are in life. My biggest fear is being comfortable because that means I'm not challenging myself. Austin, you should come here and do some videos for us.
And you don't know that none of that stuff would have still not happened. I mean, there's people that are in the military that do all kinds of shit.
Well, he means not specifically.
That don't have to be, that are not military. It's amazing how many people play instruments that you don't know about.
503, first sewing machine you used. No. Hey, Skully, what grain 45 bullet do you prefer? The 185, the 200, the 230, the 427, or the 8550? Just wondering, in flight and quick or fat or slow does the job best?
Don't answer.
Why not?
Because it's dumb. That's a dumb question. That's a person
You
that
need
hasn't
to-
shot more than 100 rounds in his life.
You need to just go. You got to ask James.
James-
See what James
I'm
says,
not
and then come back.
I'm not even answering
James getting up there in age, so he's kind of. I think last time I saw him, he had a 380 tucked in his pants, man. He's getting older.
I heard it was a trade duse.
I'm not getting
I actually heard a
Deuce
rumor.
deuce.
I actually heard a rumor that he's been carrying a wheel gun around. That's how
not-
old and
I heard
nostalgic.
it.
I will say-
I heard it was a 3-round wheel gun.
I will,
Yeah,
I will
that's what I
say
heard.
he's now carrying a Glock 19 with an armor on it.
What happened to what happened to all his bullpups?
We don't talk. He doesn't.
We don't
I'm
talk.
I'm
You know-
not being involved
You know,
with this.
you know the movie. You know the
Because
movie.
I'm a moderator on his YouTube page, and the following day after y'all started that shit, he was
Does he
like,
know we did it?
I don't think he still does. Maybe he does now, maybe, but I don't think he did. And
So-
people were like, you recommend bullpups, you recommend it. And he was just like, who the
When's the
ban him,
bullpup
fuck
class?
him. Yeah, when's the bullpup
We got a
class?
bunch of dudes fucked
Yeah,
up.
it was not.
You know the movie Commando when they steal his daughter and then he has to like go
Yeah, yeah,
leave
yeah.
and he goes
Oh,
down.
yeah.
He goes
I'm
down
just-
in his secret room right when they come on the property.
Yeah, Schwarzenegger.
That's what in James's room like that. James's vault room in his secret location. It's all bullpups.
Of course, it's
He
all
has.
bullpup.
You know, James has that bullpup 50 cal for shooting that aircraft that Barrett made
Of course he
with an
would.
aim point.
Of course he would have a
He
bullpup 50
did,
cal.
yeah, I have heard him mention more than once, does your Barrett 50 have an aim point on it? And
Who said that?
James.
People have?
James.
So they made. I think there was like 10 of them or something. They did
Yeah.
them for the CIA.
Yeah,
or
I saw
something.
those.
John, when you and Amanda are doing keto, I've never been in keto. Do you test for ketones, glucose spikes? If so, what kind of meter do you use? Eric, I actually replied to you on this. I myself have never been in keto. You hear all these dudes like, I'm doing dirty keto. No, you're making yourself twice as fat. Because I did it, let me tell you. I was like, yeah, 95% of all the shit we eat is keto. But I was still taking in enough carbs to never be in ketosis. I stored all that. So all that extra fat and grease, it just sat. It's right here. I'm still working on getting rid of it. Amanda's been doing keto for 2 years. She tests for ketones and glucose, but both through blood. She has a meter that does both, takes 2 separate strips. It's on Amazon. If you seriously want to know what it is, I don't fucking know. Send me a message. There's a specific one that does both of them, though. Send me a message and I'll give you a link to it. She was driving when I actually replied to you, and we didn't know which one it was. If you ever find yourself up here in Iowa, Sioux City, to be exact, I will never fucking be in Iowa. There was a Mexican restaurant in neighboring South Sioux City, Nebraska called Evelyn's. True, great Mexican food that makes me proud of my people. Right on, Wolverine.
You should have dropped a little antique roadshow in there or something. You should have thrown a little tidbit about the best antique shop in the country, and that would have gotten in John's head, and eventually one weekend he'd just be
What?
like, "Where are we going, Amanda?" We're going
What do you want me to see?
We're going to Sioux Falls.
There's that taco place you need to go to in Franklin.
What is it?
It's like I've been there a dozen times. Nobody speaks English. More than a dozen times.
How do you know about it?
A real life Mexican, like dude, like as authentic. He's like, this is the most authentic place in Franklin.
Dana, I went to one with Dana.
Was he cutting your grass?
That was.
It's like a indoor soccer place on one side, a dojo on the other side, or something.
Yes, there's a dojo next to it. Yeah, no, that place is not good.
It's okay. It's not,
okay. This place is 10 times as better.
Yeah. Skully, if I went to build a Form 1 silencer, but I used the cab of my pickup truck as a blast chamber and installed a female 1/2 inch by 28 thread adapter in the door, what would the legality of the bank repossessing it, since technically it's an NFA item? Would this be an ultimate workaround to get the ATF to go Waco on them? What do you think would happen? What the fuck is
The biggest
talking about?
troll thing.
He's
This is
trying to-
going all over the internet where some dude was like, I'm going to cut 2 holes in my doors.
Yeah.
I'm going to weld the fucking adapter to one door and keep the other side open. And then when I close the doors and roll the windows up, it's going to act like a silencer. And then I'm not going to pay for my car.
I think you
I think
should
you
totally
should do
do
it.
it.
I think
Let's
you
see what
should do it.
happens.
I'm not going to pay my payment. And then when the bank comes to repossess it, it's a Form 1.
I think you should. I think you should do it. I think you should try it. There has to be a test case, and you should be the test case.
You should totally do it. Like, you should have already done it. You should just... I know you've done it. I mean, clearly you put it on the internet, so you're the guy, probably. ATGM will replace Abrams tank guns long before rail guns will, in my opinion. How long before we start seeing electric armored vehicles on the battlefield? Did you see it?
Yeah, there's gonna be
See-through aluminum? Did you see that?
that
shit?
fucking
I
you
heard
know
about
the
the
railgun is the railgun right now is it's just a test bed. It's just a
they
just
have
a
a boat
fancy
with it?
thing. They're putting it on
Yeah,
ships.
there's a ship.
It's
that
just
has one.
because all
My
the
bass
power
boat has one.
all the power it requires. So yeah, the M1 Abrams isn't going to get a railgun anytime soon. But as far as new tanks,
When they say electric, like battery powered?
Yeah.
God, what's the name of that company? Fuck.
Dude, they got some
There
electronic-
are
they got some
electric-
motorcycles that are awesome.
They have they're already electric armored vehicles. Basically, what they do is they have 2 systems. They have a diesel, they have an actual diesel engine, and then they have an electric running system. They already have these, where you just fucking cruise around the battlefield with your fucking ninja ass fucking diesel engine on, making all kinds of noise and running around. And then when you get close to where the enemy is, you just switch over to the electric power.
Like a submarine.
Yeah, and this thing just fucking creeps up on you. This fucking armored vehicle. There's actually a video on the internet of I want to say it's a fucking Army 2-star maybe Army 2-star where they're at night. They have the fucking vehicles drive up. You know, the vehicles do the whole parade thing by them and drive out into the fucking field, and then they turn their lights off. And he's like, "Okay, have them fucking come up." And then they're fucking parked right in front of them. You don't hear them at all just because
So
of
the
the electric
tracks have
drive.
to be some kind of like crazy bearings
just
and
real-
lubricated.
Real slow, really
Or
lubricated.
really
yeah.
new.
Yeah, real slow. I want to say it's not even a track vehicle. I think they were wheeled.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's
Tracks would make so much noise.
the
when-
technology's out there, and
My fucking
BAE Systems.
Yeah.
they're into everything.
BAE Systems right now has a fucking
Matt
on
Johnson went and worked for
a
them for
fake
while.
armor system. It's not fake. I guess it's an armor system that goes on the side of vehicles.
It's a projection one.
Yeah, they can make a vehicle invisible, both to thermal and to fucking
They've been
the
fucking
naked
with
eye.
that for 20 years
Yeah.
now. My
So
shoulder
I mean, there's going to be all kinds of crazy shit.
My shoulder hurts. Took Pierre to the gym and he's like, "You fucking pussy. Put some weight on there." Another killer video. Got to hit the sack before tomorrow. I got to hobble around and get things done. God willing, I'll be tuned in tomorrow night.
Who's
Keep
that,
up
Chef?
the good work. Hillbilly.
Damn.
I have a love-hate relationship with body camera. It's great when someone falsely accuses me of showing it accuses me or showing it in court. On the other hand, it bit me in the ass when I use officer discretion. It really comes down to how strict your department is and your supervisor and how much officer discretion you have. It's great for us because we get to see all the crazy shit you see when it goes up on Facebook.
I'm actually. I know it sucks. I know it sucks to be monitored 24 hours a day, but I'm actually glad that's out there and that you guys have to do that now, because the reason why the NAACP does not want that to be used in court anymore is because it just shows how fucked up people are. It's two officers are going to get that shit used against them next year, but man, the thousands of fucking idiots that are talking smack while they're being recorded is just even worse.
Agree 100%. They're either your kids or they're not. They are not your stepkids. My son is not biologically mine, but I'm the only person he's ever called dad. I've been in his life since he was 3 months old. We legally had his name changed to mine when he was 2. He is not my stepson. He is my son. Brian says, I love my kid's stepdad like he's my own brother. No bullshit. For real, great answer, John, to the stepdad question. I'm older than them and work high-risk construction. Do the math. Doing the math, they will be with my 3 kids long after I'm gone. Thanks, SOE and crew, for the work and podcast. Right on, man. James Blackwell. Keep the podcast alive, guys. Love ending the day with you two talking about cool, interesting stuff. As it stands now, do you guys think Trump is going to win in 2020? Did he even announce he's running?
He announced the second he won.
I'm 37.
I'm not bullshitting.
You mean last time?
No, yeah, it was the fastest annunciation of running again.
I'm 37. This past election is my first time voting. I can't wait to vote Trump in 2020. P.S. Every hole is a glory hole.
It is. It's also.
What was your synopsis? What were you saying earlier?
Every hole is a gay glory hole. There's no such thing as a glory hole where there's a princess on the other side, unless you're watching videos.
I've seen videos.
Unless you're watching videos. Outside of that, if you go into Kmart and you stumble onto on a hole that's suspicious there, what you think is on the other side is not what you think.
It might be a clue. It might be a clue that there's even an open Kmart. That should be your first clue.
If you're willing to shove your dick through a hole and not know what's on the other side, you got to be towards the middle of the spectrum.
You shouldn't really
at least towards the middle of the spectrum.
You shouldn't be surprised when there's a bear trap.
I mean, if you feel some hair in your...
That's not... I mean, yeah, I can't... Even if you... Here's my thing. Even if there's like a hot blonde right there and we go like this. Into the thing and there's the glory hole. No matter what, I'd always be like... There's a fucking bear trap on the other side, or there's a mouse
trap. Chinese
trap.
finger trap.
There's gonna be some crazy shit.
His problem was not gonna be possibly another dude sucking his dick. It's his dick getting chopped off. That's what I eliminated.
I
eliminated
the
dude.
Possibility.
What?
I eliminated the dude.
Chop it off.
Yeah, loss of penis. That's always possible.
Well, yeah.
Keep the podcast alive, guys. Love ending the day with you two talking about cool, interesting stuff. As it stands now, what? Oh, we read that.
Yeah.
John for sushi. You really need to stop in Yuki in Bowling Green, Kentucky, where Flealand is.
Ooh.
It's not far off the interstate, and it's the only place in Bowling Green that's licensed to sell real, authentic sushi. It's crazy expensive, but definitely worth it.
Put that on the
license
on your list. License. How do you get
license?
license?
This dude should get a gold star. He hit all 3 points.
34.5 is half of 69. Why do they keep saying that?
Because you said it one day that you like to do
half of 69.
half of 69.
It's getting your dick sucked without having to do the other half.
Yeah.
You guys were recently talking about the worst accident you've ever seen. Not that this is the worst or that you can see anything, but look up the video of recent tower crane collapse in Seattle. 2 iron workers were in a cab, and 2 other bystanders on the ground were killed. Been a somber week in Seattle amongst construction workers. I bet it is, man.
So here, I haven't seen the video. You said you saw it.
Well, if it's the one I saw, it's a cruise ship that comes in. It's a ship that comes in.
That.
The cranes are up there. The cruise ship hits the fucking crane.
It's got to be instant.
Collapse it all. What?
Yeah, well, you fall it probably is.
Yeah.
Well, not while you're sitting in the cab of that thing going, oh, shit!
Yeah.
You guys are recently talking about the
funny,
worst accident. I may be late to the party on this one, but today, while at work, I was tinting a Nissan Rouge. I folded the rear seat down to reach the quarter glass easier, and I noticed a first aid kit attached to the back of the seat. So I investigated and found that it was a Velcroed on. When I pulled it off, found the hook side was on the first aid kit, and the seat was typically scratchy material. you see on most vehicles. So I went out and checked to see if I had the same material on the back of my car seat, and sure enough it does. So now I need a bunch of gray mesh pockets so I can get all the gear out of the hatch. Is this something that's widely known? So I have 12 vehicles out front. Not a fucking one of them, including the new Toyota, the Velcro doesn't fucking stick to it. Does yours?
I haven't tried in the Dodge,
either.
but the Ford.
Yeah, but the carpet that's in there, it doesn't stick. Fucking the back, I've got it doesn't stick on anything.
So, like Chevys, for example, the back of the seat, behind the back half of the seat. Some Mercedes, even the back half of the seat's got like this felt material.
Yeah.
Do your cars have any of that? I think
Yes,
most of your...
I have some. Everything. We've tried it on some shit, and it doesn't.
I mean, if this guy wants to buy like a gray mesh pocket and put some stuff in it and see if the weight will hold and stick it to your car,
yeah,
then,
more power, man.
Cool, do it. I mean, like there's all the pouches that are Velcro back have the hook side. Correct.
all the patches that I've ever had are on the roof of the Ford.
Mine
None
don't
of them
stick.
would come off.
Mine don't fucking stick.
There's like the Dodges, they just. I see a lot of people with Dodges that they like. That's the thing.
Dakota ring, like Baby Shark. Sale should be on podcast first before Facebook. I forgot on a Saturday night. Usually when I do a sale, it's never planned out. We just do the sale. There's not enough of you guys here. You guys are not like literally we're not even fucking with the podcast because there's not enough fucking people watching it. When I make a post on Facebook, I've got 1,500 people that see it within a couple minutes. I've got fucking 15,000 have seen it, commented, shared it the next day. Same, even Instagram. Like, for all the dudes that are like, YouTube, you guys, like, really? There's fucking 40 of you dudes commenting every day. You're not sharing it. I don't see you guys fucking taking the link and putting it on social media. Not one time have I seen any of our YouTube stuff on Facebook. I haven't seen anybody talk about it on Instagram other than on my own page. Like, you want to do this thing? Like, you guys got to make this go. Otherwise, like, we don't have time to do it. Hi guys, I'm back again from the crazy hospital. I'm not reading this, dude. Terrence Berger, fuck off. I saw this dude commented like 50 fucking times, just saying all kinds of crazy. He's legitimately as crazy, or he's just a fucking asshole. All right, we'll cut that off.
That's it.
Yeah, we're fucking started late today. It's fucking 6.
All right, guys. Well, another fine podcast.
I gotta figure out how to get this fucking video to upload.
Which video? What do you got?
I got this for Instagram. We did the Katanica video.
Oh yeah,
She
yeah.
made
I
a
saw
1
that.
minute, 1 minute one for Instagram, but I can't get it because I have to upload to Instagram from my phone, and I cannot get it out of goddamn Dropbox into the fucking phone. It's there, but Instagram won't recognize it. I don't know what the problem with the video is.
Katanica. Send your tech here. Let's get this fixed. Just get him over here. Let's get this fixed. You're gonna make more off of John's post than your own post, so you might as well get it over here. Let's get this fixed.
There's a collaboration coming.
What?
A Katanica Strider SOE collaboration, ATAX collaboration.
That's when you come.
Good. Go with that. You want to practice with those materials first, because if you guys go straight to Marpat, your company will melt down. It's a little too dangerous of a material.